Hey everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're checking out a video called Why America Sucks at Everything. Oh no, another anti-American video. How original. Anyway, the original link will be down below in the description to this video. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so if you could subscribe to my channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Now let's get into this video. So I'm not like other American reactors on here where they just go alongside you guys and just continue to bash America. They have like this American guilt, like they're some cuck. I'm not that type of American, let me tell you. But I defend America a lot, and I could take criticism. Sure, not America's perfect, but this anti-American stuff that I always see, just corny, man. Have some pride in your own country.
America is the greatest country on earth. The strongest, the richest, the most powerful country on earth. As an American, I'm sure you've heard that roughly 135 times a year. 235 if you go to public school.
I'm the one saying it.
335 if you go to a Christian academy. We're told that Americans have the best lives of any people in the world. That we have low taxes, small government,
I have a pretty good life.
living standards on
I wouldn't
earth,
want to live anywhere else.
and most inaccurately, that we're the freest. Well, it is partly true. America is
that the guy from
richest
Alvin and the
country,
Chipmunks?
Not just in the world, but in the history of the world. It's really hard to comprehend.
That's
just
actually
how
hilarious.
rich we
If that's the
are.
guy from Alvin
We
and the
have
Chipmunks, that's
18
hilarious.
million people
Or if he's
who
not
are
the guy from
millionaires.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, it'd also be
American
funny because he
households
looks
own
just
about
like him.
$100 trillion in wealth, an almost unthinkable amount of money. Okay, so America is the richest country ever. But there's a curious paradox. Most Americans actually have a much worse standard of living than people who live in poorer countries like Germany or Finland or Britain. But how can that be? That shouldn't make
I'm
any
going to
sense.
assume because of healthcare
Here's
and
the
social
shitty deal.
services.
Americans get significantly worse services because our
Yep.
tax dollars don't fund them. So of course our services are worse, and thus we enjoy less happy lives than people who live in the aforementioned
I don't know. I
countries.
know a lot of people on food stamps
that
and
difficult
welfare that don't
concept
work a
to
day in their
see,
lives. They
really.
can just stay at home all
You get
day
what
and
you
just
pay
live off
for,
government
said the
assistance in
cartoon
America.
Dog to the other cartoon dog. And while you might think
a big
the
problem
reason
in America.
American tax dollars don't fund as many services is because we pay lower taxes than other countries, that's not even true. When you add federal, state, local, and sales taxes and include other costs and services that our taxes don't cover but other countries' taxes
Okay, so
do,
he's kind of,
like our...
he's even saying it himself. Federal tax is what's going to cover what people want to get covered, like healthcare. It won't be your state tax. It won't be your local tax, definitely not local tax, and sales tax. Buying a t-shirt and paying $2 in sales tax, that's not going to go toward your healthcare. There's not so much, there's only so much $2 could do. It'd be the federal tax. So you look at how much Americans pay in federal tax, and then you should really base it off that. State tax, because look at, if you live in Montana or Utah, Idaho, Alaska, states that don't have a lot of people, there's only so much money you could generate from state tax. You know, there's not a lot of people in that area. So base it off federal tax, not state tax. Or definitely not local tax. Living in a small town with 5,000 people and you're going to expect local tax to fund your healthcare for you, that's not going to pay for your healthcare.
uniquely high health insurance premiums, you'll find that Americans actually give away more of their wages than most of the developed world.
Sure,
For
when
example,
you
in
combine
Canada,
all of them,
for a married worker
yeah,
with
we
two
lose
kids,
a good
all
chunk.
the previously mentioned costs combined, from taxes to health insurance premiums, make up only 11% of the average wage. In the UK, it's just...
I do not
26%.
like sales tax. There's some
Meanwhile,
states
once
in
you tack
America
on
that
the
actually
cost
don't
of
even
our
have sales tax,
outlandish
like
health
Delaware.
insurance premiums, you're spending a whopping
So not every state even has
43%
sales
of your
tax.
paycheck.
And local
That's more
taxes
than
is based off
France,
your school
Finland,
board.
Sweden, and Norway. In real reality,
Well, I know, it'd be
Americans
off your
keep
borough
much less of what we
or the
own
area
than
you
in
live
other
in, but your
countries.
property tax,
In
I
other
guess, is school
countries, their
tax.
government takes a bit more tax, but then gives that money back to their citizens in the form of health care or job support or a general safety net for
Yeah, so you
all
can get all that
vulnerable
through a good
citizens,
employer.
no matter how dusky they are.
You work for a full-time
So
job,
what
your employer is
do
going to pay for your
Americans
healthcare,
get for the
like
money
mine
we
does,
pay
and
in?
it works out fine.
Well, sure. We get a crumbling infrastructure, shameful homelessness, and millions of hungry, neglected children.
Oh yeah, because
But
homelessness
we
is never a
also
problem
get
outside
some
of
the
America.
worst services in the developed world. Again, our healthcare. American healthcare is simultaneously the most expensive, the least efficient, and the least effective
Okay,
healthcare system.
I'm going to
in the
disagree on that.
developed-
The healthcare in America, the system itself is bad. You could argue that. All right, I've been on record on this channel multiple times saying that, yeah, our healthcare system, when it comes to health insurance, is a problem. But when it comes to actually the medicine part of it, how many, things are we leading in when it comes to cancer research, medicine research, all this stuff. But when it comes to actual insurance, yeah, I understand that part. But we have amazing doctors. We actually have amazing care. So many great places in America that people go to for rare diseases and get taken care of from American doctors, the American medicine system. So I think we're right up there with anybody when it comes to treatment for actual diseases, treatment for the American people. But of course, the system, when it comes to insurance, okay, yeah, you could bash that.
World.
But least effective,
the
I don't know, or least efficient.
And in exchange
I'm
for
gonna
this
disagree with that. I'd like to see the stats for that.
inefficient healthcare system, what do we get? Well, we get some of the worst health outcomes in the developed world. We have fewer hospital beds per capita than people in Turkey or Brunei. Americans have a lower life expectancy than people in Lebanon or Cuba.
Okay.
And in the Mississippi Delta.
So I wouldn't say that's all on the American system and that it's something that American taxpayers and the American government could fund. A lot of that, why we have problems like that in America, is because of drug use. We have a drug problem. We have obesity problem. We see all the food that's in this country, and sure, you could do that, but what's a government going to do? I'm not a big fan of governments mandating what certain restaurants could put in their food and what people decide to buy. If somebody wants to buy a 2,000 calorie milkshake and drink it and it puts their heart at risk, well, go ahead. It's a free country. I'm all for that. I don't recommend it, but if people want to eat junk food and garbage, go for it. You'll just pay the consequences. The American taxpayer shouldn't have to pay for you then if you're having to go to the hospital every month. Preventative healthcare, I'm a big supporter of. You want to see a lot of this problems in America with healthcare go down? Start paying attention to preventative healthcare. Start exercising. Start eating better. It's not the government's job to make sure you're eating the right food. You're a grown adult, and if you're not a grown adult, if you have kids, treat these kids better when it comes to eating healthier food. And people say, oh, it's expensive. It's not expensive to eat healthier food. Healthier food is very cheap. You can get a lot of very cheap food and budget right. What happens is people want to buy the cheap food and the junk food, and then that's when the bill comes up. Even with SNAP and food stamps, the amount of stuff that I feel like America allows. Sorry, I keep stuttering and talking off script. A lot of the things that the American government allows people on food stamps and SNAP to buy, I think is ridiculous. I think that's something that they could change. I don't think somebody on SNAP needs to buy candy, soda, chips. I think SNAP and food stamps should cover simply chicken, produce, dairy, things that are healthy for you. That's where I think the government should jump in. But with the government jumping in for what somebody uses with their own money, hard-earned money, and what they want to buy, I don't think the government should jump in, even if it's people who are eating their lives away. Like I said, drugs, food, not exercising. That's, I think, a reason why we do not have the high life expectancy as other countries. Not so much because of our healthcare itself is bad.
And much of Appalachia, life expectancy is lower.
All right, this is cherry picking. Appalachia's poor, but it's very rural.
In 2017, the United Nations sent a commissioner to West Virginia to document what he saw, and he described, quote,
send somebody to the poorest area of any country. You'll say the same thing. This is stupid.
Infant mortality rate than people in Russia and Serbia. In every single metric, America does worse across the board. So why is healthcare so expensive?
Or do other countries just focus on something and that makes them better? But does it really have to mean that America sucks? I don't think health insurance or health care system in America sucks.
And that's if you're lucky enough to
be
have
better,
good
but it doesn't
insurance.
suck.
Compare that to Britain and all of those other evil, socialist-like countries where it's simple. Public hospitals provide free treatment to people who need it. That's it. I'll repeat that. Public hospitals provide free treatment to people who need it.
That's good for them.
And here's the best part. Even though Britain offers healthcare for free, their system is actually a lot cheaper to run than ours. Per capita healthcare spending in the U.S. is almost 3 times what it is in Britain, and almost 5 times what Canadians spend.
What this video should be called is what other countries do better than, or what other countries do better than America.
But the free market is more efficient, you screech. But in America, private systems often aren't efficient at all. Private drug companies have an incentive to charge whatever they can get away with for pharmaceuticals. In Canada, a carton of insulin costs about 20 bucks. In the US, it costs 300 bucks. And with private insurance companies footing the bill, hospitals
so we're halfway through this video, and the main focus is basically healthcare.
In 2015, the average cost of an MRI scan in the US was $1,119, but it was only $215 in Australia. Spain, about
yeah, if you have insurance,
$180.
that's
And our
not going to be
healthcare
anywhere
system
near
is
that.
so inefficient that we spend over a third of our cost on administration. The United States spends significantly more on administration than we spend on preventative or long-term healthcare. That's just not smart.
There's only so much you can spend on the preventative healthcare that I talk
American
about.
healthcare is so much more expensive, you say, but that's the cost of having the freest freedom in God's favorite country. Well, guess what? Medical procedures that are totally free in Britain, like giving birth, cost tens of thousands of dollars in the United States. I mean, you want to talk
If you don't
about
have
the
insurance.
cost of freedom. Sadly, because of these high costs, Americans often avoid going to the doctor, something almost half the population say they do. With shoddy or non-existent health insurance, Americans will wait until their conditions force them.
This guy
into
definitely has to be the guy
emergency
from Alvin
room
and the
where
Chipmunks.
treatment is far more expensive. Again, not a smart system. Quite often, they end up putting off medical visits and dying. Susan Finley, a 53-year-old Walmart employee in Colorado, got pneumonia and took one day off of work beyond what Walmart's policy allows. So of course, Walmart's gonna Walmart, which they did by firing her. Without her job, she lost her nominal health care coverage, she struggled to find new work, and after avoiding a visit to the doctor for flu-like symptoms, she was found dead in her apartment.
A sad situation.
When Americans do manage to get treated, they frequently can't afford it. Simple, life-saving treatments can cost tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and if they don't have really good insurance, they're forced to take on medical debt.
So you could hop on unemployment and then you could qualify for it, which if you don't have a job, you most likely qualify for it. You hop on Medicare and Medicaid, which will pay for your health insurance.
That's why GoFundMe is such a critical component of American healthcare. 1 in 3 GoFundMe campaigns is now for medical bills. I'll repeat that. 1 in 3 GoFundMe campaigns is now for medical bills. America is such a strong, powerful, rich, and great country that its citizens have to beg strangers on the internet for money so they can get life-saving treatments that are free in the rest of the developed world.
It sucks, I understand, but I'm trying to still find out more stuff about why
terrible
America sucks
deals
at
for
everything other than the
Let's
healthcare
take
part.
Work, for example.
Because I already covered this.
Americans work longer hours than people in any other rich country in the world, and that's not because they enjoy sleep deprivation.
I work
or not
40
seeing
hours a
their
week.
Families for days at a time.
It's fine with me.
Because they don't want to starve, or freeze, or die. See, America has the least generous job support programs, the least generous family benefits, and the least generous unemployment benefits of any wealthy
so
country.
once again,
It's one of the
doesn't mean it's terrible. I get just fine benefits. I love my benefits, actually. I get good vacation. Could take off whenever I want. A few weeks ago, just had a week off for the beach. Gonna take off another week in November. Take off multiple weeks off throughout the year. And people could say, oh, why take off a month? Good for you. I mean, I don't really need a month off. And if I did want a month off, I could get it. I just don't do it. I don't need to. I don't know. I just don't need to. When it comes to everything else with taking time off and quality time, I'll work a strict schedule, Monday through Friday, off weekends. I can't complain. I'm an adult. It is what it is. But I have time to do all my hobbies I want to do. I can coach football. I can make these videos. I can do whatever I want. I can go to the gym. Not a big problem. And if I have an issue with that, well, then I'll find a new job. That works only 4 days a week, which is a thing. Work strictly from home, which is a thing. But I'm early in my career. I don't need to do that right now.
only countries on Earth that doesn't guarantee paid time off for vacations. It doesn't even
I
help
get paid
provide
time
paid
off
time
for
off for
vacation,
parents
by the
who
way.
just had a child.
Yeah, so the
And
guy,
it's not coincidental.
somebody I work with just had a baby last year. He was out for 6 months. He was paid for all of it.
That we're
So I
also
don't
one
know.
of the most hostile countries to workers' rights. America has one of the lowest
If you work at
unionization
McDonald's,
rates in the entire
well,
world.
that might not happen, but
Maybe this
your
deprivation,
McDonald's should not be your
our
career for the
refusal
whole
to give
your whole
people
life.
the means to lead a good, dignified life, commensurate with how rich our country is, can explain a bit of what we've seen in the United States over
I mean, that's
the last
not even
few
me saying
decades.
McDonald's doesn't have to pay
Fraying
time off. I'm not saying they do or
communities,
do
rising rates
not.
of
I'm just saying.
depression and suicide, huge numbers of deaths from drug overdoses. These so-called deaths of despair, suicide, drug overdoses, alcoholic liver disease, they're one big reason why American life expectancy has actually started to decline.
Okay, so that's actually what I mentioned earlier, so.
And with such poor conditions, it's not a surprise that poverty is so rampant in the United States. America devotes a smaller percentage of spending on social welfare than any other industrialized economy because, say it with me, socialism is evil. It's evil. Go to Denmark and try telling those.
I wouldn't say socialism is evil. As a strong conservative capitalist, I don't think socialism is evil. I think communism is evil.
Guess what? I guarantee they'll know you're an American. But I digress. America also has the highest rate of child poverty of any developed country, and the highest percentage of workers earning significantly less than the national median income. That seems pretty evil to me, especially since such a tiny fraction.
You see what's funny to me though? Sorry I keep pausing this. It's that if you make a video saying how America sucks at everything, people are saying, oh yes, this is the truth. Thank you for exposing America problems. But if you made a video saying why America is great at everything and why America is a great country, what are people going to call that? Propaganda, aren't they? That's my issue. Even if the facts state that American medicine is good, American colleges are good, American military is good, the American economy is good, American work life's good, American entertainment's good, people are just going to say it's propaganda. But you say all that stuff's bad, they won't call it propaganda anymore. They'll say, yes, thank you for exposing the truth.
For themselves and their families, as you will let them. All the while, both parties smile and shake hands. Across every single metric, no people accept a worse deal than Americans today. High taxes, high cost of living for next to nothing in return from the government.
High taxes, I don't know. Because I write a lot of stuff off.
More money taken from workers for the highest.
I actually made money in taxes this year. We are the richest country in the history of the world, but we have fewer miles of high-speed rail than Uzbekistan. We are the greatest country in the world, yet we have the most people in prison of any country, and the highest incarceration rate as well, and a higher rate of police killings than in Angola and Sudan. America is bad at everything because instead of choosing to make life better for people through a public healthcare system or more generous childcare policies or better public transit or programs that allow people to spend more time with their families, American law is designed and crafted to protect a class of parasitical middleman industries. Instead of using a proportionally tiny piece of the massive amount of the wealth in this country to make people's lives healthier and happier, most of our elected leaders are, and have been for generations, engaged in a massive project of looting, gently and lovingly guiding as much money as possible from working people into the pockets of the well-connected and the ultra-rich. Think about that as we start hearing about the inevitable rise in homelessness, poverty, starvation, and sickness that will occur during these coming months and years in the greatest, strongest, richest, most powerful country on the face of the earth. I'm proud to say it.
I'm David Cross for the Gravel Institute.
That has to be the guy from American Chipmunks. Alvin and the Chipmunks. So I'm on his Wikipedia. He actually is the guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks, by the way. Looking at his views, he describes his political philosophy as definitely more socialist Democrat than centrist politician. What a surprise. Against Israel, calls him corrupt. I mean, I guess that's popular. I'm not going to argue that. But then he condemned the Riyadh Comedy Festival and several of the comedians performing due to the human rights record in Saudi Arabia. So America isn't the worst at everything now, are they? He stated that comedians who signed on are performing for blood money and that the comedians who, in their acts, complained about cancel culture and a lack of freedom of speech were hypocritical. So Cross concluded the open letter by encouraging people to donate to Human Rights Foundation. So it's funny, he complains about Saudi Arabia, but makes a video that America is the worst at everything. Live in Saudi Arabia. Try to have free speech in Saudi Arabia. Try to be a Christian or a Jew in Saudi Arabia. See how that would go for you. Try to bash the government in Saudi Arabia. Watch what would happen. Try to bash the government in a lot of these countries around the world. Watch what will happen to you. I'm forever proud to be an American. Always will be. Are we perfect? No. Is our American healthcare insurance system perfect? Obviously not. but I'm still proud to be an American. I work hard. I know people around me who work hard. They're living just right. And unfortunately, we have a homeless problem as well. But, you know, you can't just chalk up all the homelessness on sad situations that are uncontrollable. A lot of people who are homeless, unfortunately, the reality is they made that decision themselves by bad decisions in the past. Drugs, not taking school serious, not taking work serious. I'm a conservative. I'm not a big fan of just having now to rely on our taxpayers' money, the money I work hard for, now to just fund all these people who make these bad decisions, or all the homeless, all the people on drugs make the bad decisions. No, I like to give empathy to a lot of these people, of course, but you give these people chances and chances and chances, and they end up being in tough situations. It gets to the point now where the world does not stop spinning. Me, gotta focus on me, myself, and I, my family. Can't just fund the whole world. Can't just fund every single American. I'm not that type of person. I'm a conservative. I think I'm selfish. Oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, this video was heavily cherry-picked by a socialist. It is what it is. I'm sure you can make tons of videos explaining why America is good at everything. Once again, this video should have been titled Why Other Countries Are Better Than America at Certain Things, and why America could be better at certain things. They say, you know, terrible at everything, even though we talked just about a handful of things, mainly focusing on the healthcare for over half the video. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm sure they're going to be civil. I'm sure you guys are going to be so kind. I don't really care. Comment down below. Make sure to leave a like, and at least subscribe. Do me that favor. If you like to hear me complain and you're not happy with my viewpoints, at least subscribe and watch more videos of mine. And then, hey, bash me down below in the comments. That's fine. More engagement for me. I'm out, guys. Peace.